Hey there everybody. For those of you who are high school seniors this year, you know that prom is probably coming up pretty quick. So instead of doing the usual hair or makeup tutorial like I've done in the past, instead I wanted to make a video with tips and sort of like a to-do checklist with timeline that can maybe help you out with organizing your own prom, just coming out of advice from what I experienced and maybe things that I wish had gone differently. So I'm going to talk about that today, and then hopefully through what I talk about today you can make the best out of your own prom experience. The first thing that I want to address is that sometimes I hear of girls and guys not wanting to go to prom because they're afraid that they don't have a date. I definitely think that you should go anyway because prom is something that only happens once, and it's just a memory that you should be able to carry with you for the rest of your life. And it's kind of sad if you miss out just because, you know, someone didn't ask you out. I mean, even a year after your prom, let alone 5 or 10 years after your prom, it's going to be completely insignificant that you went single. At least you've gone and you had a good time with your friends, and that's the part and the memories that are going to matter. Now I'm going to move on to the to-do list type part of the video, and I'm going to try to do it in a somewhat of a timeline manner. So starting from months before your prom, you want to be looking for your dress. Now you may have found a dress in a magazine or online that you're trying to locate in a store, so just keep in mind that you may be shopping around. And you know, sometimes you may find a dress at a store and they won't have your size, so they may have to order it in, or you may want to order it online. You may want to, if you are going to order a dress online, you may want to go to a store that physically has that dress, even if you don't plan on buying it from that store, and just trying it on. Or if you're not able to do that, just trying on a dress in your size from the same designer that you plan to order online. That's a trick that I've done for some of the dresses that I've had to buy for my prom and my pageants, so keep that in mind. Also at this point, if you do have a prom date, you guys may want to have a discussion about what he's gonna wear, if he's gonna, you know, maybe wear something that somewhat matches your dress or complements your dress. Like if you're wearing a pink dress, maybe he'll wear a pink tie, something along those lines. So you may want to have that discussion a few months ahead of prom as well. The next thing that you should be planning ahead of time is you should be calling for any appointments that you need to make for the day of prom. So that may include hair, nails, and makeup. One note that I want to make about hair is you may not want to make any drastic changes right before prom, because if it doesn't turn out right and you're not happy with it, it kind of sucks because you're stuck with those pictures for forever. So I would suggest not making any super big changes. Of course, if you want to get your highlights refreshened or maybe your roots done, I would recommend doing that, you know, maybe a week in advance from prom, because that way if something doesn't turn out the way you like it, at least you can go back and you have the time to get it fixed. Whereas if you get that done the day of, there's not a whole lot that you can do. The next thing that you may be dealing with, you know, a month or two before prom is buying tickets and also dealing with the table seating arrangements. In my experience, that's something that can be quite stressful and, you know, very sensitive for causing drama, because the thing is with the table arrangements, there's like a maximum amount of people who can be at a table. So if your friend group is bigger than that, then some people are going to have to sit at a second table. And I mean, it kind of sucks because it's not the ideal situation. But, you know, just try to make the best of it. Don't fret too much. It's only a small portion of the night. If you end up having to sit at 2 tables, maybe at least try to get those 2 tables next to each other, and that'll make it a little bit better. The next thing that you'll want to be thinking about is what's happening before prom and how are you getting to prom. So, you know, some people may have a gathering at a house, you know, to take pictures and such like that. So, you know, is everyone going to come to that house and take a limo over? Depending on how many people are at that house, you may need to organize a party bus to be able to fit more people on, since limos can only hold about, you know, 12 people or so, and party buses can fit much more than that. So that's something that you may want to consider. Speaking of the pre-prom festivities, one of the biggest things is, there's going to be lots of picture taking that night. So one discussion that you may want to have is, are all of your friends going to meet at a nice location and, have some photos taken? Maybe you want to get a photographer for that. That's something that you would have to book in advance as well. Maybe instead you guys just want to take photos at the house that you guys are meeting at before heading to prom, and maybe you want a photographer for that. In terms of hiring a photographer for your photos with your friends, it's something that my friends and I did discuss, and we ended up not doing it. And I don't regret not doing it because I do think that a lot of us did end up getting some really nice photos. But I mean, of course, if that's something that you'd like to have, then you will have to book that professional photographer ahead of time. Another thing that some people do for prom is they book a hotel for the night. And I mean, if this is something that you want to do, then you will have to book the hotel ahead of time. You may also have to find someone older than you to book the hotel, like a parent or an older sibling. There's a, age minimum for being able to book a hotel. So if you're 17, 18, around the time of prom, you may not be old enough to book the hotel yet. So you may have to, discuss having someone else doing that for you. Now I'm going to move on to a few weeks before prom. So if you're planning on getting tanned at a tanning bed, you'll probably want to start doing this now so that you can build up a nice color that you like. I myself try to stay away from tanning beds, and I don't really like to recommend people to go to tanning beds just because it is quite dangerous. You're increasing your risks for skin cancer. So that's not something that I like to promote. On the other hand, if you're going to be spray tanning or self-tanning, I would say, wait up until even 2 days before the prom to do that. And that way your tan won't fade too much, but at the same point, if something goes wrong, you'll still have the time to fix it. Another thing that you'll want to be thinking of a few months before your prom is what's going to be happening after the prom itself. Is there a prom after party? What kind of after party is this? Is this a party where you're going to have to buy a second outfit for? Because if so, then you may want to shop around for your second outfit. Is this an event that you have to buy tickets for? If so, you're going to want to make sure that you buy your tickets in time. One last important thing is, if you're not going to be staying in a hotel the night of prom, is you'll definitely want to be planning ahead on how you're going to get home. With that said, if you're going to be drinking on the night of prom, please drink responsibly, not only for the whole fact that you'll want to remember this night, but also you don't want to be drinking to the point where you're compromising your own safety and you're compromising the safety of those around you. It's just not worth it for one night of fun, and it's a night that you want to be keeping as a positive memory. And that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Of course, if you have any additional tips or ideas, please do leave them in the comments below so that those who are looking for them can benefit from the information. And for those of you who are going to be attending prom, please have a wonderful and safe night. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody!